his show Inbound Now for HubSpot TV. And David, welcome to the show.
Hey Steve, thanks for having me, man. This is my debut on live internet TV, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Really? It's your debut in live internet TV? That's awesome. Technology is great, isn't it?
It's great, man. I don't know what I'd do without it, right?
So I had a great time, coming in, and we just talked earlier about me coming in and resetting all your cameras to do your interview show, and I think it ended up looking really, really great. What did you think of how the show came out?
Yeah, it really did come out great. I appreciate you helping me set up the different angles. I was trying to get that kind of Colbert Report kind of interview kind of style over the shoulder, and I think we set it up great. And it was actually one of the best in studio interviews that we've had. So I really appreciate you coming in and doing the show.
That's great. So for people who are unfamiliar with HubSpot and Inbound now doing an interview show isn't your main job. Why don't you tell us a bit about what you do over at HubSpot, what HubSpot does, and how you got involved in doing an interview show?
Yeah, absolutely. So what HubSpot is, it's an internet marketing platform that helps you, optimize your web pages and convert visitors into leads. And my job here at HubSpot, I'm actually a consultant, and I work day to day with our different clients, basically helping them adopt the HubSpot platform and basically optimize the different pieces on their site, and then dive into kind of social media stuff too, and kind of optimize their business within those channels. And I started the show as kind of a side project, and it's kind of been taken off. And I get to speak with smart people like yourself, Steve. So it's been good.
There's so many examples. I have them, in my book, and I talk to people about doing video online. And you can start off doing video like this as like a hobby or something you're interested in, and then bring it into your business like what you did. So you have your job at HubSpot, but you've got an interest in meeting people, and you're using video as a cool way to meet people. And as you're doing the video show, you're learning, okay, I want to try and do this better, I want to try and do that better. So it seems like you're not afraid to just go ahead and do it, and then it's a work in progress, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually pretty nervous starting out doing online interviews. It's really, once you start doing it, it gets a lot easier. And like you said, just get out there and try. You never know until you try. And like you said in the interview that went live today on HubSpot's blog, just do a video and watch it yourself. You don't have to show it to everyone online starting off. Just get comfortable in front of that camera and just be yourself.
So for you, let's talk a bit about people might be interested in, the exact way you make the video and things. So what kind of cameras did you choose, or why did you choose some of the tools you use when you put your show together?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I do all of my interviews, unless you come into the studio. Basically, I use Skype just to do video conversations. And the camera that I use when I'm on my PC is actually it's the Microsoft LifeCam HD. I'm on it right now.
Looks really
and
good right now.
I also utilize the Mac that we have here at HubSpot as well, and that just has the built-in, eye camera or whatever it's called, something with an eye in front of it, right? But basically, I just record right there through Skype on the PC. I use a program called VodBurner. I think it runs around $90 or something. Pretty cheap, and that software is really easy to use. And then on the Mac, I use a program called Ecamm, and it's also the same thing. You just kind of call someone on Skype, make it a video call, and then hit record, and you're pretty much good to go. And then it's just kind of a little bit of editing at the end there, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's two really good tips for people who are watching the show, VodBurner and Ecamm. For people always want to know, how do I record a Skype to Skype call? So those are two good programs you have that you're using for that. So now let's go on to the interview part. Now, interviewing is kind of a skill to figure out how to really, do an interview with someone. What have you learned by interviewing? How many shows have you had?
Like episode 17 just aired today. I've been doing a couple interviews before I started at HubSpot, but and I've been podcasting for about 3 years now, off and on. As you saw in that clip starting off the show, most of them die out, but hopefully not this one. But yeah, it is a skill, and it takes some time. You really got to do your research on the guests that you're interviewing, because your audience can definitely tell if the questions are kind of not really prepared too well, and it kind of turns them off. So I would say doing your homework and reading their book or reading up on their latest blog post, following them in social media, seeing what they're saying, and kind of getting that holistic picture of who that person is, and then kind of diving in and figuring out what you want to ask them, what information can they share with your audience that your audience would really love and keep coming back and watching your show over and over again.
Well, I thought you did a great job in the interview because you had the bullet points you wanted to cover, but it was really a conversation, and I would answer a question and mention like live streaming, and then you would catch that and say, oh, so talking about live streaming, why don't you tell me more about live streaming? So it was really natural, and I really had a great time with that. So I think you did an excellent job. Good things for people to know about doing videos. Now the next thing that you showed me a little bit about was how you promote the interviews and get people to watch and like your Facebook page. And I think you have some really creative ways of just getting people to find the show and watch the show and like like your Facebook page. Why don't you tell us a little bit about those things?
Yeah, so one of the big pieces is promoting the show that you're putting out there, right? Because if you're just videotaping yourself and not really promoting it, I would say that's most of the work that I do. Putting together an interview is important, but then the promotion part is critical. So one of the things I do, I run a contest usually weekly because I usually interview authors or someone from a company where they have some sort of product to give away. So I'll do run a contest like you're showing here on the screen, where basically to enter that contest, they have to like my homepage or the Facebook fan page and then tweet it out to actually enter that contest. So I'm pulling in those social media elements to help spread the word through that individual's social kind of connections there, because they're tweeting out to their friends that may not be following the show already, and they kind of get the exposure out there. And then there's a number of other things I do on the Facebook fan page to kind of promote it out there. With some of the recent changes with the Facebook fan pages, you can actually browse as your page. And this is extremely powerful, and I'm really glad Facebook kind of flipped this switch on, because basically what I do, I go out and I find, so my show targets people that are interested in social media and inbound marketing, right? So I went out there and I found almost every single Facebook fan page under the sun that's related to social media and inbound marketing or marketing in general. And I'll go out and connect with that page, like them, and then as I'm browsing Facebook as my page, basically the home stream kind of shows me different updates from those pages, and I can interact. And basically I'm putting my brand, the brand Inbound Now, in front of those people, and if they have an insightful comment, I'll like it or put in my own 2 cents, and then they get that notification that, hey, Inbound Now just commented on your comment. And then when they click through and see my fan page and see all the different kind of content I'm sharing out there, they're more than likely gonna fan or like that page, whatever you want to call it these days, right?
Yeah. So David, that is a brilliant idea. I have to start doing that for my page for stevegarfield.tv. I'm gonna have to go take part in the conversation happening on the Inbound Now page as stevegarfield.tv, and I'm glad you suggested that. I'll go do that at the break. So yeah. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and if people want to find you, you're at David Wells on Twitter. Any other places you want to shout out to?
Yeah, so they can connect with me at David Wells on Twitter or through my website, davidwells.me. And yeah, definitely check out the show on inboundnow.tv, where I post the full transcripts of the show. And it also airs live on, or not, I guess not live, but on the blog, on HubSpot's blog every Thursday. So tune in and feel free to connect with me.
All right, David, thank you so much for being on stevegarfield.tv. Our next guest is Chuck Olson, good friend of mine, citizen journalist from an organization called, it's theuptake.org.